Okay. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today this video is going to be about just some keto facts, so basically frequently asked questions about keto. Some of the questions are questions that I've been asked, and some of them are just questions that I thought keto beginners would want to know. So here's the video. I've just got some questions written down here. Some of the questions I've got, some of them are just frequently asked questions, so let me start. The first question is, what is keto? So keto is a high fat, low carb, like adequate amount of protein diet, and basically it's just, you're basically changing your body's machinery from working by using glucose, like carbohydrates and sugars, as the main energy source, to using fat as the main energy source. So your body basically switches from from burning carbs to burning fats. So when you eat a high amount of fat and a low amount of carbs, basically everybody has a carbohydrate store. It's stored in the form of glycogen, and everybody has it's like a 3-day store that you have. So once you start keto, that store runs low, and basically our bodies have nothing to use for energy, so your body starts using fat for energy. So your body starts burning fat, and the liver makes these molecules called ketones, which are basically what your body starts to run off when you start keto. The second question is, how many carbs can you have on keto? You're supposed to limit your daily carb intake to 50 net grams. So as long as your carb intake is less than 50 net grams, you'll get into ketosis. But I started by I just jumped in the deep end, and I started at 20 net carbs, no more than 20 net carbs a day. So as long as you're having less than 50 net carbs, you will get into ketosis. But if you want to do it the way I did it, I just went straight 20 net carbs to really get me in. And if you have less than 20 net carbs, that's when you'll stay fat burning, and that's when you're proper keto. Like, you're not keto maintenance, you're literally strict keto. The third question is, what type of foods can you have on keto? And I know on keto it's just like, okay, no carbs, but that's not really what it is. So there's 3 main groups of what you can have. The first is high quality fat, so that's your MCT oils, your just normal oils, so coconut oils, avocado oils, stuff like that. Ghee, which is basically hand churned butter that you can use to cook your foods, basically stuff like that. So that's the high quality fats, where you get your fats from, like nuts, seeds, stuff like that. Then the second group is your protein, so stuff like fish, grass-fed meats, eggs, collagen protein, stuff like that. Then the third group, the most important group I would say for you to be able to maintain keto and stay healthy, would be the vegetables. So high fat vegetables, low carb vegetables, high fat vegetables, low carb vegetables, so spinach, avocados, what else do I eat? Asparagus, broccoli, cauliflower, stuff like that. So those are the 3 main groups of foods that you eat. Then you just mix and match from stuff like that. If you want any recipes or types of foods that you can have, I have an ebook that has 45 recipes. Link will be in the description box below. Another question that's frequently asked is about keto flu. So what is keto flu? What are the effects of keto flu? Stuff like that. Keto flu is basically a result of starting keto, because, as I said in the beginning of the video, our body's used to burning carbs for energy. So it's a drastic transition for you to be burning carbs your whole life, however old you are. I'm 23, so for 22 years I was burning carbs for energy. Then all of a sudden I stopped eating carbs, or limited my carb amount to 20 net grams, and now I'm burning fats for energy. So my body it's going to take a toll on my body, and my body's going to have to adjust to it. And your body adjusting to it, while it does adjust to it, you have some side effects. So the side effects are not forever, it's literally a short amount of time. Once you're in keto and you realise, like, you've been in keto for a long time, you're going to be like, that week or 2 weeks of keto flu was nothing, because now I'm actually in keto, and you're reaping all the benefits of keto, so it's literally nothing. So my main tip for keto flu is, when you're going through it, just push through it, because although it's annoying and like you're gonna feel like, no, let me just have some carbs, let me just eat normally again, like you're gonna feel like, let me go back to normal. But if you don't, you're just gonna be so happy, because all of your cravings are gonna go. Like, there's so many benefits of keto, like mental clarity, so many other things as well. So once you get past that threshold, you're gonna be happy. So literally just push through keto flu. Some of the keto flu, what's the word? Some of the effects of keto flu are dizziness, constipation, sometimes diarrhea, just feeling lightheaded, stuff like that. But it's just literally, it's just like you need energy. Like, do you know when you haven't eaten in a long time and you just feel like, I need to eat? Like, it's just stuff like that. So those are the main, it's just associated with how you feel when you're hungry and you're craving food. That's literally how you feel. And but you are eating. So ways to combat it are just to eat more fatty foods or fats. So have more seeds, keep hydrated, like drink water, bone broth, stuff like that. I literally have in my KARMAS KETO SUTRA, my ebook, I have the whole list of like basically every single side effect that you can get from keto or keto flu, and ways to combat all of it, because there are ways to combat it, and that's literally stuff that I did when I had keto flu to help me get through it and get into keto and lose 3 stone in 3 months, baby. Let's go. Another question is about keto rash. When I posted my first video, people asked me about keto rash, and I didn't get keto rash. And keto rash is quite rare, but if you do get keto rash, well, let me tell you what keto rash is first. Keto rash is basically, it's an effect, it's not a direct effect of keto per se, it's due to something called ketoacidosis, which is when, basically, when you're in keto, you make ketones, and that's what you use as your, it's like an alternative source of energy as opposed to glucose. So you have all these ketones in your body, and everybody's different. Everybody takes a different amount of time to get into ketosis, to adjust to ketosis. So the people that take a longer time to adjust into ketosis, they have an excess amount of ketones in their body. And when you have an excess amount of ketones, it causes an inflammation, and obviously the inflammation comes up as a rash. And that's basically it, really. So keto rash is just basically excess ketones that cause an inflammation. So for me, if you do get keto rash, I would just recommend that you just wait it out, because your body, you need to give your body time to adjust. Like, I know it can be annoying to have rashes and stuff like that, but just do stuff that you would do if you just had a normal rash. So have turmeric, just normal things that you can have, like turmeric and omega-3 oils. Eat more fish if you're allergic to fish like me. Maybe just have omega-3 oils. Wear loose fitted clothing, don't wear tight like clothing that can irritate the rash. Just treat the rash as normal and the rash should go. But if it doesn't, see a doctor, because I'm not a doctor. The next question is, how do you know you're in ketosis? The way I knew I was in ketosis was I bought these things called keto sticks. I'll put a link for them in the description box below, but they're basically just these sticks that you wee on, and they change colour when you have ketones in your urine. So when you actually start keto, the sticks will change colour, and you'll know you've got ketones in your wee, and you'll know that you're in ketosis. But other ways are like the way that you will feel, like you will feel different, your body will feel different, you'll feel more focused, just so many things. Like, I can't even explain it, but you'll feel more focused. Like, I don't know what it does to your brain, but carbs, too many carbs, it's actually not good, because the way you feel when you cut your carbs, it's just different, literally. So you'll know in your body, like, you'll feel more focused. I don't know, like, it's so weird to explain, like me saying, oh, cutting carbs, you'll feel more focused and like mental clarity and stuff, but it's actually true, you will have mental clarity. But I would recommend you getting keto sticks, because literally it's a way for you to physically see what I'm doing. Well, all this keto flu that I've gone through, it's not for nothing, because I'm actually in ketosis. Like, I know that I'm actually burning fat now, like my body's using my fat for energy. So I would recommend getting keto sticks. Another question is, do you need to count your calories and calculate your macros? You don't need to per se, but I would recommend you do, because you need to have an idea of what you're eating. I would recommend to get a fitness app. I've got a list of them in my ebook, but my Fitness Pal is a good one, and there's so many keto apps on the app store, so just get one, and literally it does it all for you. Just put in your weight and all of that, and it will literally calculate how many carbs you should have, protein, all of that. So literally just get a nutrition app and it'll do it all for you. Just need to get some scales, some cheap scales, and weigh your food. And once you've done it for like a month or two, you literally don't even need to do it anymore. Like now I can look at food and be like, okay, that's this many carbs, this is this much, like this is this much protein, this is probably this many calories, and I can just do it by eye. But I would recommend that first you count your calories, count your macronutrients, and weigh your food. Another question is about cholesterol, like will keto increase your cholesterol level? Yes, keto will increase your cholesterol level because fat is made of triglycerides and cholesterol. So once you're eating more fats, your cholesterol level is obviously going to go up. But everybody thinks that a high cholesterol, because of how high cholesterol is associated with stuff like heart disease and heart attacks, people think that high cholesterol is bad. But once you're on keto, your cholesterol isn't necessarily high, it's just higher than it was before. And when you have high cholesterol due to being overweight and eating bad things, like there's different types of cholesterol. Like the type of cholesterol in people who are overweight that causes heart disease and heart attacks, that type of cholesterol is like sticky cholesterol that's used to repair arteries and stuff like that, and they can cause like blockages in the arteries and stuff. But when you're eating well, like you are when you're keto, the type of cholesterol is literally different. It's literally buoyant, fluffy cholesterol that's literally in your blood. It's good cholesterol, LDL as well, but it's not, it decreases the amount of LDL in your blood, so it's really not bad. Like we need fat in our body. So many things in our body is made of fat. Having a high cholesterol level on keto isn't a bad thing. So your cholesterol level will go up, but it's not bad. The next question is about intermittent fasting. So intermittent fasting is when you basically have cycles of periods when you eat and periods when you fast. When I first started keto, I was eating for 6 hours and fasting for 18 hours. Yeah, so I'd eat from 12 to 6 and then fast from 6 to 12. But it's not as bad as it sounds, because most of the time when you're fasting, you're sleeping, so it's actually not as bad as it sounds. And there are so many benefits to intermittent fasting. And when you link intermittent fasting and keto together, think of two things that just go together beautifully. That is intermittent fasting and keto. Like intermittent fasting on its own aids weight loss. Like even if you're not eating well, it aids your weight loss. So eating well and intermittent fasting at the same time is just an amazing mix. Like intermittent fasting basically decreases your insulin levels, and when you eat, your insulin increases. So having decreased insulin aids weight loss. It increases the human growth hormone, which also aids weight loss. Like it makes noradrenaline go to your fat and basically break it down to fatty acids for energy, which aids weight loss. Like there's so many things that it does to aid weight loss. And together with keto, obviously, because keto helps you lose weight quickly as well, it's just a really good combination. So I would recommend intermittent fasting and keto together. And if you're first starting intermittent fasting, maybe eat for 8 hours. And yeah, I would recommend eating for 8 hours, because to be honest, do whatever you want, because I jumped in the deep end and I was just eating for 6 hours. So it's up to you. And now I eat for 4 hours and fast for 20 hours. I only have one meal a day now, and I'm not even hungry after that one meal. Sometimes halfway through that one meal I'm a bit full. So if you want to jump in the deep end like me, feel free to do that. But if you want to start slowly, maybe fast for 16, eat for 8. I think that's the right maths. Yeah, maybe do that. So, or if you want to jump in deeper like me, you can. But now literally I eat for 4 hours. I start eating at 2 and finish at 6, and then fast for the rest of that time. Depends if I go out. If I know I'm going out, I like alter the times, but it depends what I'm doing on that day. So yeah, that's the last thing I'm talking about in that video, intermittent fasting, because I think that's like the main thing, like to do with keto. People always talk about keto and intermittent fasting, so I thought that would be a good way to end the video. Make sure you like the video, comment and subscribe. Comment things that you want me to do. I was going to do a meal prep video this video, but I thought that this one would be more informative. But if you still want a meal prep video, make sure you let me know. Yeah, thank you for watching and see you in my next video. Bye.